friends in Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda, and I'd like to share with you guys the Enneagram Oracle cards that I got, and I'll put the information below. It's an absolutely wonderful experience I had ordering these cards. Okay, they are custom made to order. Okay, and it does take a little bit, but mine came actually super fast. I was expecting quite some time, but they came very fast. So let's take a look. They come in this cute little pouch, and they're very high quality. So let's take a look. Elena is the lady I was dealing with, and she's absolutely awesome. And you can order them in French, I believe, or in English. So mine is in English here. So this is the back side. And it is the Enneagram Oracles. Very cool. I don't know how many cards are here, but it's quite a bit. I think it's 108, if I'm not mistaken. So very good amount of cards. So integration. Sin. Can you guys see if I hold them here? Yes. Compulsion, ideal. Avoidance. Fixation. Compulsion, ideal. Mental tenacity. Got all the keywords here at the bottom. So for example, card 61, mental tenacity, stress levels is narcissism, self-obsession, egocentrism, self-love, selfishness, navel-gazing, self-adoration. Type 7, the enthusiast, thinking center between pleasure and pain. So this one is marked a 7. I don't know if that corresponds to the 61 because 61 is 7 here on this wheel. I'm not sure how it all fully works. I still have some more research to do, but anyway, these cards are very layered. So we have virtue with 96. We have basic fear. Yeah, like number 9, and we have 18, which is number 9. It says loss, abandonment, detachment, mourning. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Wow. Information. The Enneagram Oracle Boutique. Yeah, her name's Elena. Beautiful. We'll leave that there. So we have compulsion, ideal, uniqueness, defense mechanism, anesthesia, I don't know why I'm flipping them around, sin, ego level, luxury, number 8, mental tenacity, stress level 60, paranoia, suspicion of conspiracy, mistrust, fear, trouble, psychosis, persecution, and delirium. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center. Basic fear, ego level 8. The number 17, submission, powerlessness, enslavement, fragility, weakness, subjugation, dependency, fixation, self-forgetfulness, disintegration, withdrawal, basic fear, ego level deprivation, compulsion, ideal, ego level success, accomplishment, prosperity, fame, glory, victory, achievement. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity. Defense mechanism, ego level 28. Reaction, formation. Opposition to self-impulses, lying to yourself, self-compelling, self-censorship, forcing yourself. Reactions, self-control. Type 1, the perfectionist, instinctive center between control and letting go. Wow. Collective plague, negativity, basic fear, ego level abandonment, virtue, growth level, equanimity, equanimity. Sorry, can't say that. Essence, growth level 1, perfection. Disintegration, stress level, I don't know, it's a 6-3. What does that mean? It could be a 6 or a 3. Manipulation, unfaithfulness, dishonesty, trickery, revenge, deception, competition. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. Okay, so going back and forth on the scale of 3 and 6. So 15 is 6. 78, okay. Avoidance, ego level 26. Weakness, powerlessness, helplessness, fragility, vulnerability, loss of control, situation of inferiority. Type 8, the challenger. Avoidance, suffering. Virtue, growth level, action. Basic fear, ego level, feeling unidentified, misunderstood, insensitive, unseen, annoying, unimportant, unrecognized. The individualist, between lack and abundance. Avoidance level, defiance, lack of trust, uncertainty, doubt, suspicion, disobedient, rules, uncompliance. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. So we're seeing different levels of avoidance energies. Virtue, growth, sincerity. And we've seen a few of these virtues. This one's on sincerity, number 3. Number 12, or the number 3, authenticity, honesty, truth, veracity, integrity, directness. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity. Disintegration, victimization, mental tendency, stress level, hysteria, excessive emotion, simulation, delusion, agitation, overexcitement, and affective dependence. Integration, growth level, scholar. Virtue, temperance, fixation, vanity, arrogance, vainglory, pride, disdain, sufficiency, and high self-esteem. The achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity. Sin, ego, with envy. And virtue, growth level, with humbleness, clear vision of your value, modesty, realism, respect, gratitude, rightful place. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. Collective plague, immorality, fixation, ego level, planning. Integration, growth level, self-love, appeasement, plenitude, trust, maturity, quietude, and relaxation. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. Now we're going between 6 and 9. Interesting. Avoidance, ego level, failure. 21 or 3, self-doubt, self-doubting people, deficiency, losing, defeat, bankruptcy, lagging people. Basic fear, get judged. Fixation, perfectionism, disintegration, depression, compulsion, ideal, harmony, defense mechanism, ego level, denial, reality, denial, disapproval, refute, negotiation, avoidance, refusal, weakness. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. Number 35, or the number 8, compulsion, ideal, ego level, perfectionism, collective plague, fundamentalism, conservatism, conformism, integrism, tradition, orthodoxy, and academism. The perfectionist, instinctive center between control and letting go. Compulsion, ideal, ego level, strength, mental tenacity, stubbornness. Compulsion, ideal, joy, collective plague, predation, abduction, capture, trap, theft, obligation, constraint. Type 7, the enthusiast, thinking center between pleasure and pain. Avoidance, self-listening, self-promoting, self-focusing, loneliness, self-assertion, setting boundaries, recognizing your needs. Type 2, the helper, emotional center, giving, between giving and receiving. This is the type of avoidance I have. Funny. Essence, faith, integration leader, defense mechanism, compartmentation, say that really fast 3 times, fragmentation, isolation, division, cleavage, definitely looks like cleavage to me, cleavage, lowering and separation. It's definitely not cleavage. 107, essence, truth, straightness, trustworthy, lawful, reality, objectivity, compassion. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. Essence, omniscience, defense mechanism, introjection, collective plague, suspicion, integration, pleasure, integration, the growth level, assertiveness, disintegration, rumination, provocative, anxiety, fear, doubt, inaction, loss of self-trust. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Essence, growth level, origin, defense mechanism, identification, fixation, melancholy, collective plague, stress level, sectarianism, virtue growth level, serenity, virtue growth level, detachment, disinterestedness, generosity, sharing, letting go, relativization, freedom of mind. Type 5, the observer, thinking center between interior and exterior, defense mechanism, discharge, essence, a trust, mental tenacity, stress level with autism, sin, ego level, excessiveness, disintegration, stress level with frustration, essence, growth level with freedom, avoidance, ego level, dispute, confrontation, a villain role, quarrel, breakup, divergency, make a choice. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Mental tenacity, bipolarity, fixation, aggressiveness, basic fear, appearing stupid. Sin, fear, integration, gross level, peacemaker, disintegration, stress level, pleasure, abuse, illusory thoughts, loss of frame, scattering, addictions, loss of logic, irrational mind. Type 5, the observer, thinking center between interior and exterior. Mental tenacity, mythomania, wow. Number 3, imagination, conspiracy, trickery, hypocrisy, storyteller, and workaholic. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity. Integration, gross level, protection, virtue, growth level, innocence, sin, stingingness, avoidance, ignorance, disintegration, indolence, basic fear, feeling invaluable. Essence, work, realism, effort, task, duty, labor, working on self. Type 7, the enthusiast, thinking center between pleasure and pain, avoidance, ordinariness, mental tenacity, rigidity, basic fear, feeling unloved, fixation, flattery, disintegration, revenge, sin, lie, sneakiness, deception, trickery, falsehood, simulation, appearance. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity, sin, laziness, compulsion, ideal, ego level, altruism, self-forgetfulness, self-sacrifice, love, devotion, generosity, being at service. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. This is me. Clearly, I have challenge between giving and receiving and finding balance. Interesting. Collective plague, prostitution, degrading behavior, depravity, scam, pimping, belittlement, and manipulation. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. Integration, growth level, loyalty, sin, pride, collective plague with resignation, defense mechanism with irrationalization, collective plague with mafia, willingness to control, criminal, outlaw, dictator, gangster, compelling structure. Type 8, the challenger, indistinctive center between strength and weakness. Number 8, that's a cool picture. Defense mechanism with projection. Essence with love, beautiful. Forgiveness, gift of self, self-love, love of life, compassion, reconciliation. I love this card. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Yes. Mental tenacity, megalomania. Unbounded ambition, insensitivity, paranoia, sociopathy, desire for glory, excessive self-importance. Sounds like a narcissist. The challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness, fixation with doubt. So what are we going to do here? Because I do want to do a reading. I think what we'll do, I'm going to stop because my mic kicks out when I make noise. I'm going to put your energy on one side. Okay, now this isn't your dominant energy when it comes to you as a whole. This will be your energy in regards to maybe something you're dealing with. You know how different people and situations bring out certain aspects of us in order for us to understand ourselves. So sometimes it's relationships mirroring back to us, okay, a certain part of ourself that might be not revealed. So we can go, 50 years without realizing certain parts of our shadow self, and then be confronted in a situation, either a relationship, a circumstance that mirrors this to us, or suddenly it brings out certain parts of ourselves that we might have not even known were there. So if you're dealing with a situation, it could be a certain person, it could be whatever the situation is, people involved, one specific person, whatever it is that maybe you're having a challenging time, or you're wanting to know more beneath the surface subconsciously. We'll look at your energy, and then we'll look at the energy of the person or situation. Okay, I'll try to keep it brief, but we'll compare the two, and then we'll get spirits to sort of get us to understand where there might be challenges. So for example, we could have codependency if we see, like a someone who is learning about giving and receiving, and there's like a lot of over giving. And we can have someone here who might be challenged with, having self-importance, or maybe there might be fears, let's say, for example, in trust. And so if this person needs to be trusted, they might overgive to a situation that might be untrusting. Or let's say if you're dealing with a situation at work and you're not sure what's going on, okay, we might see untrustworthiness or deception or something. So you might be dealing with a situation that isn't truly being revealed to you. And so you're not dealing with the full truth or the deck of cards when it comes to your circumstance. So it's good to know. So let's take a look. Okay, that's what we'll do. Your energy will be here on the left, but you can crisscross it, because sometimes spirit will crisscross the two, which makes it easier for me to challenge. Oh my goodness. Easier for me to read. So you could pick a side, but we'll do, what should we do, spirit? Should we do 6 cards? Yeah, we'll do 6 cards on each side. Okay. So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. These already seem to me shuffled. And I won't be reading any reversals, because I don't think these are that type of a card, because we have a lot of shadow aspects. Okay, and we have a lot of light aspects. We'll see how they work together in the reading. So, spirit, for a beautiful collective that's tapped into this reading, and we take a look at their energy versus a person, a situation, or circumstance that they're dealing with, and would like to know more in regards to why it's been challenging, or what the situation or circumstances really going on beneath the surface. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of the collective. Tap into this reading. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful collective. Thank you so much, Spirit, for this message. We're so blessed. It's your first card, second card, third card. Seal it like that. Thank you so much, Spirit, for this message. All right. Now, the situation you're dealing with, like I said, you can crisscross it. Person, pile. The collective is dealing with. Situation. What is the energy and the situation that the collective is dealing with? Two more. One more. Okay. Beautiful angels. Let's take a look. For person A, which could be your energy, and I'll call this A and this B. Okay, this could be a person, situation. Apply it to your own circumstance. It's not going to be exactly your situation's details, but it should be the overall energy. Okay, but don't force messages to fit. And certainly if it doesn't resonate, then it's not your message, okay? So we have compulsion, ideal, with knowledge. Might as well read them. It says understanding, expertise, skill, erudition. I don't know what that is. Erudition, education, and specialization. That's number 5. We have basic fear, get judged, get punished, get blamed, mistaking, being wrong, feeling guilty, and get criticized. Being between control and letting go. The bottom of this one says between interior and exterior. Okay, 5 and 10. And we have defense mechanism, introjection, altruistic, sublimation, identification, inclusion, absorption, incorporation, internalization. The individualist, between lack and abundance. 31. Okay, and then we have omniscience with essence, all-knowing, understanding, inside knowledge, wisdom, intuition, above analysis, revelation from beyond. Oh my goodness, between interior and exterior. Do you guys see the theme going on here? Collective plague, fundamentalism, conservative. Why am I having such a hard time reading? Conservatism, conformism, integrism. You guys can read it. Integrism, tradition, orthodoxy, and academicism. Wow. Very similar to what we have going on here with this knowledge. Okay, and then we have defense mechanism, reaction, formation, opposition to self-impulses, lying to yourself, self-compelling, self-censorship, forcing yourself, reaction, self-control, a perfectionist, between control and letting go. Okay, this energy is very clear. I don't know if this is yours or someone you're dealing with. Okay, if you're dealing with someone that sounds like this, then this could be their energy and you could be on this side. This person sounds to me like someone who doesn't want to screw up. It sounds like someone who's learning the ropes, who might be trying to understand as much as they can and is sort of hesitant or holding themselves back. So there is a form of not being completely authentic, not trusting in their own ability to be themselves, to maybe make mistakes, to say what they want, to be how they want to be, because either they're not trusting their environment so much, or maybe they don't trust themselves to express themselves or to produce or what's it called? Not produce, to partake in whatever it is. So let's say, I'm going to use examples here, a few, okay? If this is a new job, this is the best example here because it's like, I need to fully understand the ins and outs, who's who in the zoo before I start making all these things. But there's certain parts of the new job where we should do, we can't drag our feet or be too hesitant because then the job doesn't get done. And it's like that fine line between I'm still learning, and doing things because I trust myself to make the best decision, even though it might have not have been shown to me, or I'm not quite sure if this will be looked down upon. So there's a lot of fear of being judged, doing the wrong thing, not, this could be an early stage of, let's say, a relationship or somebody who is inexperienced in a relationship. And so it's like, I don't want to or like, I'll use that example. So it's like, I don't want to appear like I don't know what I'm doing or say something foolish. Or this could be like a new friend group. So it's like we're introduced to a new friend group, and then it's like I don't fully understand the dynamics here between allowing myself just to be so that I can be accepted and approved in a way here. And so there's a lot of like inner reflecting and judging of self and fear of being judged. And there's also a part here that's coming through like being fed information through like a sense of knowing, but it's not through like logical knowing. Like, for example, a new job. We might not know exactly the like ABCs, okay, because it wasn't shown or it wasn't in the tutorial or the whatever, the first few onboarding days, but there's a sense of it's an intuitive knowing that comes through experience, that when faced with a choice to do this, that, or that, it's like a more obvious choice. And this person's having a difficult time trusting that, so this could certainly be, like I say, if it is like a relationship, and it's like, if we're feeling called to share an experience or express self, there's like a holding back type energy here, because even though there's an impulse to act, there is a doubt that maybe it's not the right time, or I might not say it right, or it might not come out in a way here that will make me succeed or look like I'm an expert or know what I'm doing. And so I'm going to play it safe. And so there's a lot of playing safe, and then there's a lot of judgment on self. So I feel like this comes with a way to protect ourselves with this defense mechanism, because it's like I could lie to myself by saying, oh, they're looking at me, or they're judging every move I make, or they might be saying how foolish, was Pile A for saying that or doing that. Like, there's a lot of projecting that the outside circumstance or situation is making judgment calls, or looking at every move. I'm being judged, I'm being analyzed, I'm being dissected here on my moves. And so I want to make sure that I'm perfect in a way here, but also like understanding my own self good enough in this situation. But I feel like we're so in it that we're not really experiencing it so much, because there's a lot of energy going into how will I appear and how will I be judged, and if I make a wrong mistake and that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay. So that's an energy that I'm feeling in this pile. Let's take a look at this pile and see. So we have mental tenacity, stress level, megalomania, abounded ambition, insensitivity, paranoia, sociopathy, desire for glory, excessive self-importance. Type A, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. Number 62. Number 99, virtue, growth level, action, entrepreneurial ability, commitment, labor, energy, implementation, useful action feeling. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Number 9. Okay, now we have compulsion ideal with number 6, ego level, loyalty, responsibility, belonging, family, sureness, solidarity, and commitment. The loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. Okay, and we have melancholy, wistfulness, sadness, gloom, spleen, depression, and perpetual lack, with fixation. Number 40 or number 4. 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance. Okay, 100, essence, growth level, perfection, experience, integration, accepting others, growth, balance, various visions, mistake acceptance. Type 1, the perfectionist, instinctive center between control and letting go. Interesting. And we have 60 with mental tendency, paranoia, suspicion of conspiracy, mistrust, fear, trouble, psychosis, and persecution delirium. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. Okay, let me sit with this energy here. We have mistrust and trust, lack and abundance, strength and weakness, asserting oneself, forgetting, and control and letting go. Control and letting go, lack and abundance, and we have interior and exterior. Okay. All right. So interesting on this side of it. I can see how there might be intensities here because there's a part of this, I'll call this a person, okay? But it could certainly be the situation, the energy of a situation. But there is this accepting others, and this energy of potentially having a reaction. Okay, and a reaction here, whether it's based in objectively or not, the reaction that comes from this side could be one that is very intense. So, for example, if this person screws up, let's just say, for example, this one feels the intensity of whatever happened and might internalize and take it personally or take it on. So there is this energy that this person, I'll call it person B, carries generally with this perfection in their energy field that is most likely sensed by person A. And so if we have someone that expects perfection of themselves, takes action, is very committed, is very loyal, is like a doer, and then they seem very suspicious, and they also seem to get disappointed easily or to feel a sense of loss or let down easily, and then person A might not want to let person B down. It's like this person B is so carrying themselves on a high level, okay, like a level of responsibility, a level of loyalty, commitment here, and they take action on this. Okay, and so if there's any action that's not in line with loyalty or any action that might be far from perfect according to the standard, whatever that standard is, then there might be this reaction, feeling sad, that there's a lack here. Okay, there's lack, but I feel like there's a need for person B to identify where they're tipping the scales to idolizing certain outcomes and situations on a perfectionist sort of scale here. Okay, because I feel like there is, with this unbounded ambition and this insensitivity and desire for glory, it could be winning at all costs. So it could be a boss I can't please, and person A is kind of intimidated, and person A is also watching person B as sort of a mentor or like a leader, the one at the helm, the one making all the shots and decisions that only expects results in line with winning. And so when there is an action made that isn't in line or doesn't have the results of winning, then the shadow side of person B could certainly come out. Okay, I don't know if this is a projection or if this is an actual experience objectively, but I do see a shadow here with paranoia and melancholy. It's like person B could be looking at person A and saying, like, did you do that on purpose? Like, there with the suspicion and mistrust. And it's like, I don't know if I could let you sort of on the helm or on the next project or be in control anymore because you've disappointed. You haven't achieved, you haven't accomplished, you haven't proven yourself worthy, you're not in line with my standard, and I feel disappointed, or I feel like you let me down, but there might be a unrealistic bar here. And also, I don't know, with this excessive self-importance, it could be that person B's shadow is really a projection of some form of themselves that it doesn't allow there to be anything less than sort of perfection, or taking action and finding out, like, if I take action and it doesn't work, then I'm having an experience. And failure is also part of experience, because there is no such thing as failing, just experiencing. So very outcome focused, very dedicated and committed to task and outcome and success. Now, I don't know, like I said, if this is, because I'm getting a couple of messages here from Spirit, because really at the end of the day, I wanted to see how we can bridge these two together. I'm feeling intuitively that person A is projecting that person B is in this state, like a boss state, that won't accept anything but perfectionism and is going to be let down and disappointed when person A doesn't perform. I think that's a projection. Okay, I do feel like person B here has a sense of loyalty to this commitment, and has, with solidarity, an ability to sort of, I don't know, like stand on their own, be accountable and responsible. And also with this belonging and family assuredness, I feel like person B does welcome person A to do whatever person A needs to do. Okay, but I do feel like person A might see person B in this way. Now, I'm getting this paranoia coming out twice, which is quite phenomenal considering we have, 100 and whatever cards here. I feel like person B might start to feel mistrust and paranoia when person A isn't being authentic. Okay, and it might create this sort of sadness or this sort of lack in this dynamic. Like person A isn't performing, person A isn't living up to some standard because person A is too fearful. Now, there's no fear here, but I mean too reserved to be judged or seen in their truest light. And I think it perpetuates this energy of concern, because person B now is like, why is it that A is hesitant? Can I trust that person A is somebody who wants to engage here and have success? Because this person's mindset is, if I stand and committed behind something and I'm sure about something, I take action. I put my energy towards it, I implement it, I do this useful action to achieve. And so their language is achievement through doing, but doing means I have trust in what I'm doing here and belief in what I'm doing in order to have growth, in order to have outcome, in order for things to move. Okay, so this is integrating action. This is like having growth and finding balance. And so I feel like there's an imbalance here in this dynamic, because person B might have to carry a lot of the weight. Okay, now if this is an employer-employee situation, then it would make sense. But what I would suggest here is that person A take more of a chance in trusting this part of themselves, the intuition wisdom, the inside knowledge, the all-knowing understanding, rather than the ABCs of the book reading knowledge, and risk maybe being judged, because there's fear of getting punished or being wrong or feeling bad if they fail. Okay, but person B, I feel here, takes more disappointment around when person A doesn't step up, because they really put a lot of weight here in commitment and implementation and action and doing more than they do, I think, with outcome perfectionism. Okay, because I feel like person B is feeling some sense of lack here in this dynamic. Like A isn't either invested, committed, showing up. And maybe person B feels like A could show up. But now it's this paranoia is like, does person A not show up because of me? Like, what is missing here from this dynamic? Maybe, like, what is it that person A is, why is person A not implementing any sort of action here or taking sort of any moves or doing what they trust? Is it because there's a lack of commitment, or is there a lack of wanting? And so it might look at like lackluster, like you don't want this job bad enough. You're not interested in me if we're in a relationship. I don't know. There's this like projecting some form of paranoia in this dynamic that might not also be right. And so I feel like A needs to trust themselves more, their intuition and making actions. And even if they do make mistakes, and not assume that they're being dissected and judged. And if they are, then to still make moves and action. Because I think person B values the action and movements, even if it's not perfect, to work over time to gain a form of balance, to have growth, because this is the way growth is implemented here. Okay, because there's implementation, there's growth, there's balance. And so I feel like person B or B, the situation, understands that there's a need to find the right alchemical mix in order for there to be success. Okay, but I do feel like both want success, but I feel like B has the eye on the prize of success and how it gets done, whereas A has their eye on not being the reason the success doesn't happen and feeling like they don't want to be the cause of the failure. And so that's the main focus, is like, I don't want to fail. I don't want to do something wrong. I don't want to be the reason we don't succeed. Whereas A is like, yes, B's like, yes, like we could do this, we could win, let's take action, let's implement. And then they look back at A and it's like shorthanded. So then the paranoia kicks in. Like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know. Did I do something? Can I trust this person? Is it me? Am I just, But there's a high sense of loyalty. And like I said, commitment. There's also a strong independence coming here with solidarity. So I feel like this person can be very independent in achieving, whereas person A, I feel, is more of a like behind the scenes type person energetically here, maybe used to being behind the scenes, whereas B is kind of driver's seat type person. But I feel like B is wanting A to be in the driver's seat, or at least co-pilot. Yeah, that's the best analogy. A could be co-pilot. B wants A to be co-pilot, but co-pilot is, I don't know, sitting in baggage claim there. Not sure, not boarding the plane just yet, And so there starts to be this lack, feeling sad, like I really wanted a co-pilot, like, and so if you're R and B, then there could be starting to internalize and take it personal. Maybe I wasn't a good pilot. Maybe the training wasn't good. Maybe my job, like offering sucks, and B or A wasn't interested in what I have to offer here in this program or this employment, and, really internalizing that. And it might not have anything to do with that. But B thinks it's like their program, or maybe I'm not a good teacher, or maybe I can't be working with another here in a way that I thought could have success, because maybe I'm also fill in the blanks. So both sides are sort of wanting to win and go about it in different ways. And there's projections. Okay. And so maybe when A feels like the disappointment from B, B's disappointment here isn't a disappointment in feeling like they may have fell short in a way of producing something that would have the buy-in of A. And A feels that and thinks that B is judging and dissecting and disappointed. But it has nothing to do with disappointment about A. It's more disappointment about this paranoia of the program itself, and it's like, I thought A was promising. Maybe this program is like out to lunch. Maybe I'm not a very good pilot to sit beside, like I said. So there's questions around this. How will we ever grow this? I need a co-pilot here. I can't drive this. This program requires 2 pilots. And so there's a lot of carrying that responsibility on self. Why it didn't succeed was maybe because of me, or maybe because the program I created, or there's a lot of carrying that burden, and a desire of belonging and making something work and growing. So this could certainly be, if I have my own business here, I want it to succeed, and I hire someone who I really trust and think will be a perfect business partner for me. And this business partner is hesitant and not showing up. I'm not sure if it's my program, my business, and I could take it that way, or I could just totally shame A. And I don't think it's shaming A. I think it's like thinking that the program itself is deficient, or working with them as a partner is the deficiency. There's some form of internalization here. And so we could see how this dynamic plays out, because A will sense this and might do more of this pulling back, questioning whether they're sufficient. So they got to trust their intuition. They got to trust their knowledge, because there is this innate ability to succeed. They just don't know it, or they're not giving themselves permission to do it with A, And I feel like B is totally the type of person or energy here that could have success and carry forward, despite whether somebody is engaged or not. And if it's not their cup of tea, then it's like, well, there still could be success here. That doesn't necessarily mean that B is doing something wrong, or their program's failed, or they'll never find a business partner. Like there's no need to take it to heart or to feel lack. So this is your reading, beautiful angels. I really like these cards. I hope this helped you guys analyze a situation, and I will leave the information for this website below. Like I said, it was an awesome experience I had, and Elena was awesome. And I'm sure you guys will love these cards if you do get it. I don't have any sort of commissions or anything like this. It's solely for the love of the Oracle and the Tarot that I do these videos. And I will see you guys again. All right, bye-bye.